See there? Look at that. Oh. Let's leave that over there. Okay. Now, these roots, see this root here? Look, it comes all the way over in here. I'm gonna dig all this kind of stuff out of here to get this big root right there. See where it comes right here? Look at that. It's huge. I'm gonna have to get my Sawzall out. I've got it charging up in the garage, and I've got to get all this other stuff out of here. Look at, that's what I'm going to be up against when I get going further over there where all those other tree roots were. I'm gonna have stuff like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna carefully work at that right there. Get this big, huge tree root out of here, and I'll probably go beyond this wire, dig it out there in a little hole. I can chop it off there, and then I'll come across here where the grass line is. I don't want to go encroach into the grass, and I'll dig this out, and I'll get ready to chop that big, huge root out of there, and all that, and get that going. Okay, it's not really hard. It just takes the effort to make your place look nice. If I can do it, of course you can do it too. I guess I'm glad I got this out of the garage. Anyways, look how big this is. Look at that. I could cut roots that big with those monsters, and anything after that I could take an old dull Sawzall blade and cut, especially for some big roots. And it's becoming abundantly clear. There's no way I'm going to be able to finish all this in the afternoon. I start at 2 o'clock. Granted, the sun doesn't go down till like 8 o'clock. I'll stay out here for as long as I can. But look at all these roots I'm encountering. See, here's another one right here, and that's coming off of that little bush. And then there's another one here. There's all kinds of little feelers down there. And what I'm doing is I'm not only cutting it right to there, I'm going back to here. Might as well do a little preventative maintenance and get those out. Granted, this one here was barely low enough under here. It wasn't raising that up, but I know after a while it's going to raise up. So I'm digging this out of here. I'm going to cut that off. This one was pretty low too, but I'm getting that out. And I'm going to dig all along here. It seems as though I have this open. And you know, you'd be surprised at what your clippers will be able to cut out of there. You know, like these. This will do it. Yeah. I have to be careful because that was right close to the landscape wire right there. I had to be careful with that because it goes up along there and then it zips back down here. So I cut that back, and the wire is right there. See, when roots are really wet and moist, you can cut off certain roots with just your snips like this. Okay? And so I'm going to go down a little lower and clean all these roots out as I go. Then I'll have to fill this back up with dirt. Granted, when I fill that back up with dirt and I compact it, it's probably going to sink a little lower. So later on down the road, I'll have to look at this, and if it has to be raised up, chances are it's going to have to be raised up. I might want to set it. I might want to get it just a hair high, making the assumption it's going to push down. Or I could take some of my decomposed granite that's over here. Let's say it's mixed in with dirt, and I can put it there. Or if I had some extra decomposed granite, I could put there. I could put some sand there if I had some. And in fact, you know, I think I have some old sand stuff down in the backyard that I've been saving for just a purpose such as this. So I'm gonna just keep working at it And I got a big root here, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, see, I got another couple roots right in here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And that's the other reason why I like to use a fiberglass hammer. If you have kind of a old hammer with a wood handle, there's no way you want to start prying on it, because chances are you're going to break your hammer handle. Okay? All right. That was just a friendly, quick little update.